Buckeye Chuck has poked his head out, and spring is fully here, and spring football is back tomorrow. Celebrate. I'm still wearing a vest. You're still wearing a jacket.
You got shorts on, though.
I have to go to the Roosters like summer gear, Nicole.
I know.
Like,
that jacket's hot. I wore it to the basketball game on Saturday. I was like, "Ooh, this is such too warm."
That was like 60.
I'm sure the Roosters summer line will be out very soon. Welcome to the live show. That's Justin Zwick, Nicole Cox, Bobby Carpenter. I am Austin Ward. Also brought to you by Tansky Power Sports. And Nicole, I just got to say, the chips in here on Thursday night were fantastic.
You
had chips catered.
What an event!
It was pretty great. We sent Jay-Z a picture of it.
I should have came. You could have came, Jay-Z.
Oh, I know. I knew about it. I just had.
There were
we had
three.
Speech therapy at 4:30.
Eric's behind the camera. He brought in 3 trays.
They're fine.
They were fantastic.
Drop them off.
Triple trays.
Austin sends me a picture, and
that was the tray that went home with me, Jay-Z.
I think my image was "I hate you." From
it was
so,
Anchorman, yes, it was a good one,
unsolicited. After the game, someone had suggested going to Roosters. I seconded that. We ended up going to Granddad's instead, which was fine. And someone brought up there, where do you get the chips? Because they come to the Halloween part. Where do you get the chips? I'm like, it's catering only.
Catering only.
I'm like, believe me, I've lobbied. Justin has lobbied. Really,
I've lobbied.
Nicole has lobbied.
Yeah, that was a low shot you took at me there, Austin. I knew it was going to happen. Though.
Well, to be fair, Eric took a picture. Nicole took a picture.
Yeah.
So Spencer took a picture.
Everybody was coming at me.
And for until I had a couple of Ohio lights, I said, "Don't send that to Justin. That's not fair." But then
Austin's the one who sent it.
Yep. Then Austin's the one that sent it. I'm glad you guys were thinking of me.
The seasoning they put on them is so good.
Everything about them.
He goes, "Get rid of the wedges, put the chips on."
They're the
I think I've gone through 2 trays in a week one time.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to do.
Yes.
But the Buckeye room back here, where we are lucky to host the show, was jam-packed with the Ohio State coaching staff. Off the record conversation, but great to see all of them. Maybe get set for spring ball, Nicole. So.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
They wanted to host kind of just like a meet and greet with the beat is what they called it. So
the new SID too.
Yes, which it was so wonderful getting to meet him, Will Pantages, and Chris
Is that
Park.
how you pronounce it?
Pantages.
Pantages.
It's like contagious with
That's what he said.
Pam.
That's how I remember.
Contagious, but it's a pan. All right.
Yeah.
I haven't said his last name because I didn't. I was like Pantaja. I didn't want to like.
We just taught you, Bob.
That's
Pantages.
perfect.
And he is
That's
wonderful.
What the chips are.
Pantone and Pantages. We got all kinds of pans over there. Yeah.
But he's wonderful, and I had no idea that he literally had just come to Columbus the night before. He ran like 24 hours new. So he was really excited to meet everyone from the media. Chris Park, the new associate AD, was here. I loved getting to meet him. I hadn't met him yet. Just a great group. They just keep adding the greatest people to this team, which you know how I feel. It's like everybody involved is just like a perfect puzzle. I love it.
It's like Top Gun, the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yep. I think I did get in trouble on Thursday night, Bob, because I was joking with Ross Bjork about him being mad at me for talking about the Ohio State-Alabama series. Now it's not going to be played. And Nicole just
you know how I feel.
Got very concerned that the feud was real, and I got in a little bit of trouble.
I did.
So where did he come down? I mean, I know he said that they had not reached out. There's not been any dialogue.
Yeah.
Maybe you should file a Freedom of Information to get the emails.
Oh gosh, I don't want to
get the emails. But he said that there hasn't been any conversation with them looking to disband it. If you will.
He said that I am the Paul Feinbaum of Columbus, at this point, which coincidentally is another person saying that Ohio State and Alabama are not going to play.
I saw a picture. Someone had a shirt on at a Miami, Ohio game that said Bruce Pearl is Paul Feinbaum without Ozempic. And I'm like, that is amazing.
How do all these people from my Tennessee life keep coming back to haunt?
Can't escape them.
Can't get rid of them.
Just want to be free of it. I also, because Arthur Smith asked me about it. He said, "You used to cover Tennessee. Like, which fan base? How does it compare to Ohio State?" And I said, "Buddy, you're gonna have it easier here. At least you can meet the expectations that they have." But had to talk about it on Thursday. Anyway, it was great to meet him. You had Robbie Disher in here as well, Matt Patricia, Cortez Hankton, all the contracts done with everybody in place here. So it's very cool. Glad you were able to put it together.
It was wonderful. And they were just so great, and we appreciated them wanting to have it here.
Yeah.
So nice.
I mean, where else?
Well, why wouldn't you?
That was so nice.
It's a perfect room for something like that.
It is, but
was
the
good.
amount of people that were all here, I'm guessing that probably got a little tight in
Well,
here.
next time. So I think we
Wow.
were thinking everybody might sit and eat.
Oh yeah, you gotta get tables out.
Yep. Nobody sat. So
You take the tape, maybe a couple high tops would be okay.
Yeah.
But
we'll just push the tables to the sides. It would
Yeah.
have given a lot more room, and but it was great. It was great. Coach was so wonderful. Yeah. So it was nice.
Did you learn anything?
You got any nuggets for spring ball?
I did not.
No.
I didn't get any of those conversations.
All right.
Which I wish I had. We were more, Eric and I were playing bouncer, just trying to block the doorway.
keep the random.
Yep.
So everybody trying
They
to-
were, they were
Hey, can I
keeping
get an
the
autograph,
door-
Coach? Hey.
Yeah.
Keeping the door open, actually.
Yeah, it actually was great because we had the blinds drawn. So, unless you walked by to go to the restroom, no one really knew who was in here. We just like to respect everybody's privacy, But Coach was great to everybody when he walked out on the patio and talked to a few people, and but yeah, it was great. It was great seeing everyone from the media too. People I haven't seen in a while, so it was nice.
You love the media. Huh?
I do. You guys know I do.
You don't have to love all of them.
Sounds like this group right here is really all you need to worry about.
Yeah, that's
You
all
guys
need.
aren't my faves, but
Good. Got to tell you though, before this spring ball adventure starts, Justin, tomorrow, Tuesday, if you want one for spring break, maybe you head over to Tansky Power Sports. It's your one-stop shop for ATVs, dirt bikes, golf carts, and so much more. Whether you're looking for speed, power, or versatility, Tansky Power Sports has something for everyone with the best brands and expert service. Visit Tansky Power Sports today at 2491 West Dublin Granville Road, or browse our huge selection online at TanskyPowersports.com. Tansky Power Sports, where the adventure begins, and it ramps up in the Woody tomorrow morning. Bob, what's an acclimation practice?
You get the probably just helmets. I'm guessing. Maybe they
Do they wear those
the spiders.
Yeah, the
I
spiders.
think those are mostly for protection, just so you don't.
Yeah, just in case.
I don't think
We used to
people
have those
realize-
real thin
Yeah.
shoulder pads or something they'd make us wear.
It's kind of like the crepes of a shoulder pad.
Yeah.
Really, really thin.
Yeah.
But it's like in case you get a helmet or a
I love
face
those.
mask like in the shoulder, that hurts. And so this at least gives you a little bit of protection because people are running around and they're full speed. They've been doing all the conditioning, the mat drills, the lifting, and so that'll transition. They had their lift and meetings this morning, and then tomorrow, yes, they will be going out there. I think at 9:05 is the start time, and kids will be getting through it, running through some plays.
Probably like an
doing a lot of
18
individual-
period practice, something probably shorter.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. So they use these two to kind of ramp up and get their base stuff in, walk through some stuff, do a lot of individual, get them running, and then obviously they'll be off for spring.
Which is wild. We used to just have spring break and then right into it.
Yeah, which I don't know which is better. or
Yeah, I don't
worse.
either,
I think this probably. I always thought that it would give guys. I never went on spring break.
Neither did I.
you guys
Although-
didn't.
Mm-mm.
You
Well, yeah.
couldn't.
We would have a meeting Sunday night, and then we'd have
Oh, it was always like
Stuff-
it was always like who's going to be late to the meeting?
remember-
Who's not going to show
I
up?
remember our friend Terrence rolling in there. He had driven back from Myrtle Beach
Oh,
and had driven straight to the facility
facility.
and got there. I go, how did you gauge getting there 10 minutes before the start time?
Especially
Literally, he showed up 10 minutes
in the
before
days
the
of
meeting.
MapQuest. How you,
Oh, exactly.
yeah. MapQuest papers.
He had a binder
everywhere.
of papers out he got home.
Blowing out. Maybe he had some ashes on there. And worried about him catching on fire. Who knows? But yeah, it's a much different paradigm than in a world than we lived in.
I feel like if we had a couple practices beforehand, I feel like a lot of people probably would have, even more people would have stayed
Yes.
in town.
because
Because
now you're into it.
well, it's not like, all right, well, we got a couple practices next week to
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of get into it. Now you're putting pads on when they get back, right?
Well, we used to go 6 a.m. workout. Our winter conditioning workouts went right until that. So we had that week, and then we had our finals week, and we didn't do anything. The week off. So a lot of guys were like, all right, I'm out of here. As soon as you got your finals done,
gone.
out of here.
yeah.
Partying, party times, Nicole. I wish I could
Never-
go back. I have a couple spring breaks I feel like that are owed to me,
Yeah.
and so I don't know.
Remember, Bob, I felt that way in the past as well, but I feel like I've
Well,
caught
we
up.
can go. It's okay. We can
Go
go.
down to Daytona and
We
let's
can
just
go.
get
Yeah, that's
let's just get a
I'll-
hotel on
listen,
the beach. And let's go.
I'll rent a 2002 Dodge Stratus.
Yes.
We'll drive that thing down
Get
to
a-
Daytona.
But you don't
Get a
have
case
to
of
act
milk.
like it's 2002.
Get a
No,
case
I
of
wa-
get a case of the beast and let's go.
I'm a method actor. I want to go in there. I'll take a couple $100, and that'll be all that I'll
That's
have.
all.
It'll force myself to live.
Can
and
we
make
make
the
it?
decisions of which I can. Now,
Eat some ramen and
eating
crush
ramen
some Keystone Light.
and drinking super low quality alcohol will
Yes.
probably
for a week straight.
Ooh.
be much more detrimental than it would be
Yes.
to me.
That would be.
That would hurt pretty bad, but I mean, sometimes
We never got to do it though.
the pain
We
is
should
the
go.
only thing that keeps you, that lets you know you're alive.
That is how you know that you're real and you're alive. I think this team doesn't have, Bob. You've complained about that. They don't have that wild card. They don't want to go on spring break.
No, these guys are way too. They talk about creating toughness, and I was telling some of the guys on the cruise, you want to know what creates toughness? I know you come in here and they've got the 47 different wearables that measures your everything from your heart rate to your perspiration levels and who knows whatever else. And I go, but you know what? Let's just talk about some toughness, some Buckeye grit.
Mm-hmm.
Try rolling in here off like 4.5 hours of sleep, dehydrated, with the taste of cigarettes on your breath, and maybe the smell of cigarettes.
4 hours might be
I
generous.
think-
I don't know if we had 4 hours some of
And
those
you
times.
saying, let's go.
Yeah.
Time to Buckeye up.
I
Let's
think
go.
that they realize they're smarter than we were.
Yeah.
Like they're like, why would I put myself through that?
I mean, I watched.
That's
You
how
know,
I am
watched-
nowadays.
Yeah.
I watched Nick Mangold.
Yeah.
To be honest, I watched him throw up a lot, but he completed the workout.
He would
I-
always,
and
he'd
I
always
give
get the
people-
workout done. Yeah,
I give people so much credit for that.
Then he promptly walked in there to where you've been through. It's now what is referred to as the fueling station. That used to be our lounge. That hallway.
Gosh,
That
was
hallway.
it with just a big screen TV and that
And
was it?
Nick rolled in. It's one of my favorite memories of Nick. He was supposed to go see Jenny at OU that weekend. And we worked out at 6, so he was going to be down there for lunch.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll be out of here by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Latest I'll be there is 10:30, 11. He went in there unshowered and just laid down on the couch. And we were showering up like, hey, Nick, buddy. Hey. Just like completely dead in the world. And we left. And I'm like, dude, you're a grown man. You're 21, 22 years old. You've made this
You can
choice.
explain that to Jenny.
We've tried to help you. You're laying there. I remember his phone being like, zzz, zzz. I'm like, hey, Nick, hey, buddy, you want to get up? And I think he said he woke up at like 2:30 and drove down.
Just missed lunch.
Just a bit outside that lunch
Just
window.
by that much. All right. So this current team, Nicole, is going to be on the practice field tomorrow, Tuesday, and Thursday. Got these 2 practices before spring break. So they don't have the full pads on. There's a long way to go. But if you zoom out and you say what you're most interested in Ohio State showing throughout this camp, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Honestly, I want to see. I'm excited for like Arthur Smith. I'm excited to see. I just want to see kind of how he's running routes and just how the guys are kind of practicing for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that always is such a big factor. I just want to see if he's already making a better influence, or just kind of how that goes.
Yeah, it's a big spring for him. Get his first opportunity.
Have you asked him about getting a sleeve tat like Brian Hartline?
He didn't seem that interested in that. Now he did not seem overwhelmed by 40 media members wanting to come pick his brain.
He was an
immediately.
NFL head coach.
I
It's
know.
like Patricia.
It's
And when
nothing.
things aren't going well, it's a rough
But he was,
situation.
He was fantastic. He was one of the, let me also say, he was one of the last to leave. He was fantastic, going out of his way to talk to everyone, because the coaches had really all left. He was the last one.
He was in the final group.
That's so
This-
cool to see, though. We have 2 former NFL guys,
Yeah.
coordinators, and they're like the coolest people.
Ever. And
You
Matt
know, I mean,
Patricia was
Patricia,
one of the
I know.
last
I haven't
leave,
talked to
too.
Arthur, but Matt Patricia's, every time I've talked to him, he is amazing. He
You know,
always
I went
thanks
in
you.
for a
Always,
hug. Yeah.
He's great. So
He
to
is
hear
just
that about Arthur.
so nice.
Yeah, he. I thought it was a good conversation that I had, but by the end of the night, and then Nicole's talking about, it's basically right where you are, Bob. He had, because he stayed so long, he had like 7 media members
harem?
just around him, like it was like
A harem
just
of
getting
media
peppered
members.
with
Dudes.
questions. Like
Harem of dudes.
I tried to keep it, away from football stuff. I wanted to get it, at least some insight on some
Do you
players.
ever ship packages with UPS?
I'm a,
Or are you a FedEx
I'm a
guy?
full-
all the way?
Only, yeah.
Only.
He's got a gold FedEx card.
I passed that test. So FedEx only, and gosh, the USPS, no, thank you.
No, not a chance.
Couldn't interest me in going to the post.
Did you ever
office.
get to meet Wilson?
Well, one thing that was interesting was
Was your dad actually in that movie? Is what we should
I'm
ask.
telling
Yeah,
you.
was that really your dad?
Dude, that's his dad. I looked it up.
he was talking about,
Fred Miller, I
his
think.
conversations with Mike Vrabel and then also Will Howard as part of now a lot of other
Yeah.
people influencing and talking to him about his decision. He's like, having Will around and spending a year with him and Mike Vrabel's experience, like I think that was pushing him in the direction to come here, which is really interesting. I'm sure he'll be asked about that when we have an actual press conference as well. But I mean, what mark he's going to make, we're going to start seeing that over 15 practices, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see a little bit of it. I mean, it's 15
Not
practices.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to see, you're not going to be seeing a game and how he's calling it and what, how that all goes. But it's
there's
just,
a
it's a
vibe.
really, 1,000%. This is a very good time. And we got 2 new coaches, right, on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
One being a coordinator. So, I mean, this is 15 practices to really try and learn them a little bit as a player. Like, how do they want things done? How do they want this practice to look? And, just what is their mindset in going into, calling these plays. So I think it is big for that. Now, we'll see most of it next year when games start to get played. But this is big. For me, coming into spring ball, I just worry about the defensive side of the ball. Can they do this again? I mean, I know we went through this last year, losing a bunch of guys to the draft, and, Matt was coming in, and what's he going to look like? What is this going to be? It's the same thing for me this year because we had the same amount of guys almost leave for the draft, and we're replacing them with new ones. Defensive line rotation, the linebackers, how they're going to fill in for the 2 monsters that we just lost. I think that side of the ball and how Matt's going to use the new players, and maybe it won't look exactly like it did last year, but I have faith in him to put those guys in the right spots. And I think that's offensive line. How's that shake out?
Mm-hmm.
I think we have plenty of good options, right? Who's going to be number 2 receiver? Maybe that's a question. Chris Henry, is he going to be enough to really get in and play? But you got your quarterback, you got your running back, you got your offensive line. I mean, that side of the ball should be, just cruising right along as long as these coaches and everything kind of fit in, which I think they will.
Bob, what's front of mind for you?
The fact that I was correct.
Were you right? All right. It was actually him. He's got a credit.
That Fred Miller made a cameo appearance as himself in the 2000 film
Okay.
Castaway. He appears in the scene where the main character, Chuck Nolan, Tom Hanks, is welcomed back to the FedEx facility in Memphis. The company additionally provided logistical support and facilities and uniforms for production.
How about it?
But I'm watching that, it said
Yes, sir.
Fred Miller. I was like, it's Arthur's dad.
That's awesome.
Right there. Look at him. Castaway. There we go.
Next time I see that movie, I'll
At the end, when he
yeah, I know.
comes in there,
Yeah.
it's right before he's sitting there and he starts looking at the lighter and he just starts lighting it and just stares at it back and forth. But outside of that,
That is important, right?
that's
there.
very important.
Yeah.
It is these little things. You know?
Believe me, the ability to create fire, like that's, I think Chuck realized that.
Not to be taken for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
I'm probably going to be looking at offensively what the run game scheme looks like. So I think that's a lot of what Arthur Miller was brought in for. Smith. I don't know why I was saying Miller. Arthur Smith was brought in for was that run game scheme and what that looks like. And so, I mean, did you say he like you go by Arthur? He might be an art guy.
Artie?
I think I'd heard people refer to him as Artie. I was not going to make that leap.
Okay.
I think that's
Should
smart.
just
I don't
jump
think you
right
ever
in.
go off like
I'm gonna
Artie,
Always
hey,
feel
nice
it
to meet
out.
you, Austin.
Feel
What
it
up?
out.
For
I'm
now,
gonna
it's
ask him.
Mr. Smith.
There you go.
I'm
I
gonna
call
Well,
everybody coach.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what.
I like it.
Haven't reached the level of Matty P yet, but maybe we can get with RDS.
It's so
soon.
like it's weird, but yeah, I mean, Matty P. I think his wife even called him Matty P. One
I
time.
like that.
But I think I want to see what that run game schematically looks like. I know what the offensive linemen are going to look like, what they're going to do. Kind of curious where guys line up.
Yep.
I mean, are we locked in with Austin Servo at left tackle?
Yeah.
Ian Moore going to get some
We're
shots?
going to mix these guys up a little
Is
bit.
Gabe Van Sickle, like, is he locked in at right guard?
Padilla.
Padilla, is he going to be over there? I mean, is well, no.
They
I like to call it Padilla.
They
but-
call him the Dilla.
They call him Padilla.
Oh, do they?
They just
Good.
call him Dilla. I was like, who? I go, Dylan? And they're like, no, Dilla. Like,
Dilla.
Padilla. And I'm like, I mean, this is like a Michael Scott thing. We went all the way from Padilla to Padilla to just
Dilla.
Mhm.
And I thought you were saying Dylan. I'm like, who is
Who's that?
Dylan? And they're like,
Once-
Where'd he transfer from?
Once those offensive linemen get into their nicknames, you better have a flip card and then a second.
Yes, there's a lot there. So that is Daniel still at like right
Mhm.
tackle? I mean, there's I think there's some movement. I think center and left guard are going to be static, but those other three, I think there's kind of 5 or 6 options to kind of blend that thing together. And then what does that offensive look like? I mean, when Chip was here, they run a lot of pin and pull and movement and counters and got really creative last year, maybe not quite as much. And so Arthur Smith, I mean, he was the architect there of that run game in Tennessee, which was really good
Yeah.
for a long time. And then you saw him do some good stuff down in Atlanta. What does that ultimately look like, and how do they just the types of plays they're running? Because I used to sit there and just watch Chip stuff. I was like, this
It's crazy.
this sucks. Like as a defensive guy, I'm like there's a lot to look at here.
Yeah. There's a lot to look at over there. Bob. What do you
Fried
got?
pickles. So this is arguably, I mean, I'm not.
It's the only way to eat a pickle.
I like pickles, not as much as my family, but I mean, the fried pickles, it's elite. And the thing is, the thing you guys did really well, some people try to do it with the spears.
Yeah, can't do it.
It's too much pickle.
It's funny. We tested
They get
both.
too soggy.
Oh, did you? I'm glad you went this way.
We tested both originally. And so, the chips, they're the way to go.
The crispy pickle chips.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people like to dip them in the ranch. You can do the spicy ranch. I think they're a big deal. A lot of other people.
A big dilla.
A big deal.
I love it.
The big
Bobby,
deal.
that was good.
Oh, it's in the copy. So I think they're a big deal. And they're $3.
That's the best.
Tuesday.
That's the best deal that you can
Dine
possibly.
in
That's
only.
the best deal. Dine in only.
Dine in only.
Yeah, it's important to get that caveat out there. Nicole, you have to go.
I do. I have to go to the Coach Diebler show.
Let's
Before
go,
I
Coach
go,
Diebler. Okay.
I was
High
gonna
fives.
say.
High
Thank you.
fives.
How about this?
Obviously, guys, what about that win? And what about Bruce
Huge.
Thornton?
How about Bruce banging the
I
three to
mean,
make
yeah.
it 50, like right before
In
the
style.
That was great.
It was incredible. And so we actually we donated, the Roosters Foundation donates to the Down Syndrome Association of Central Ohio, and that was our check presentation night. So it was also senior night. So Bruce Thornton's mom made this video, that all the moms made videos, but she made this one just talking about what an incredible person he is on top of basketball. And literally I had tears in my eyes. I was like, okay, we're gonna go out for this check presentation. I look a mess.
Mascara
I mean,
everywhere,
it was just really special. And then for him to hit that shot too, it was just
We had to win the game.
great.
Well,
and to win the game.
Well,
and
the
to
best
win
part
the
is
game.
they
It was
came
incredible.
They came out on fire. And I went and I got in the shower and I came out and I had courts coming through. I was like, hey, you know what the score of the game was? She goes, I think Ohio State's down 6. I'm like, down 6? They're up by 14 points.
Yeah.
How did they get that swing? I checked. I was like, it's 50-33 at half. Like, get out of here. And then I was curious because Bruce, he really wasn't scoring much. And I'm like, if they score 50 and he doesn't have 12 in the first half, that is crazy. And then boom, the 47-5 last score of the half. Place was going wild.
It went crazy.
It looked like it was almost full.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was pretty.
Oh,
packed.
it was the loudest. I've been to a bunch of games at the Shot. It was by far the loudest it's ever been. Awesome. It was full. It was an incredible game.
You could feel the energy watching on TV, and that reminded me of what it was. 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And so Diebler, I sent him a text on Saturday night. I know you've been through a lot because it wasn't exactly like Ryan winning a national title, but.
Well, it's a milestone.
You made the NCAA tournament. You had to win 3. You beat Purdue. You beat the crap out of
You won the games you had to
Penn
win
State.
at the end of the
You
year.
beat the hell out of Indiana at home on senior day. Bruce getting it done. He gets the scoring stuff. And there's so much positivity moving forward. And you did it in spite of maybe some naysayers and people out there not believing you or / wanting you to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well said. And also strangely said for others. But that doesn't matter. We have a huge basketball fan who will probably want to celebrate that as well. That's going to take Nicole's spot here.
Positive Birm.
Yeah. Positive
Birm,
which
Can't
just
help
nothing
but be
but good vibes. Spring ball and an NCAA tournament appearance for Ohio State. It's all coming up Birm right now. Thanks to Nicole Cox and the team at Roosters. This is the live show. It's at a fun casual joint. It's brought to you by Tansky Power Sports.
The Roosters Foundation helps us be able to give back to the community. It's part of our culture within the company.
They donate to organizations that are near and dear to their heart, and we're so fortunate to have been with Roosters now for a long time.
They always go above and beyond to help support our foundation to further help veterans.
It's just a wonderful feeling to know that Roosters supports the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer.
All the folks at Roosters are just genuinely kind folks, and they want to make a difference.
Thank you, Roosters Foundation.
Thank you, Roosters.
Thank you, Roosters.
Thank you, Roosters Foundation.
Welcome back into Roosters. It is the second half of the show as we get within, 12, 14, 18 hours until spring ball burn.
It's so good. It's here. Let's talk about Jake Diebler and the basketball team.
Let's
Do it.
There's a lot of reasons that people have been skeptical or say, well, maybe Jake isn't the right guy, and I understand it, but when you see the way this team's bounced back after that Iowa game a couple weeks ago and all of the injuries and everything else they've dealt with, kudos to them for just keeping it going. And now, you actually have some momentum. You're shooting the ball really, really well. Mm-hmm. You're getting some contributions from other guys stepping up. If you get that effort out of Thornton and Mobley, and then you get one of the other guys, whether it's Bynum, whether it's Christoph Tilly, whether
Christoph Tilly making himself a poster on Saturday night.
You've got to do it, man. I mean, Amari Bynum, like whatever got into him.
Bynum played well.
Whatever got into him the last couple of games, like if you get one of those
guys
playing for a contract,
5 generations of large family breeding.
you get one of those guys going every game alongside the guards. Like Ohio State guard play is good enough to move along. Obviously, the Big Ten's pretty tough, but now you got Bruce into the tournament. So now you may
so it's a done deal. They're in the tournament.
Win a game or two. They're in with 20 wins.
Even if they lose their first game in the Big Ten tournament.
Beating Purdue and then winning 4 of their last 6.
Yeah. Okay.
They got in.
I knew it was a big deal. You got to win out.
Wisconsin beat Purdue. They might be a backdoor quad 1 now.
Right. So if you, it would be helpful to win a game on Thursday, but you don't have to, especially because you're going to be playing a top 15 ranked team in the country. Like it's going to be a pretty.
It's going to be tough sledding.
We're talking about maybe beating Michigan.
You're building here. You're building momentum, shooting the ball well. You may as well go win a game or 2 in the tournament now.
Yeah, I think it's been, Bob, you alluded to this, really impressive the way that these Buckeyes, because the skepticism, I think, about the roster construction as a whole that generated some of this skepticism 2 months ago was fair. Like, it's not the greatest roster that's ever been assembled at Ohio State. But I don't think you can question the way that they have played for Jake Diebler outside of
from the start, from the first game that he was there. I mean, that's what they've always done.
There's one sketchy loss on the resume, and then outside of that, like 30 minutes total in Big Ten play. Like the last 25 minutes against Iowa and the last 5 minutes against Michigan, which Michigan is on another planet compared to almost everybody else in college basketball right now. It's like that's it. If that's all that you can.
The good news is Ohio State's got some astronauts.
Oh. You just gotta have one game, man. One game. You can beat anybody if you do it right for one game.
But anyway, I think that's part is really impressive. If there are people that didn't think that Jake Diebler was the right guy for the job, the part that you can't criticize is the way that his message is resonating with his team.
Well, when you get beat by Iowa like that, and you're looking at Purdue straight in the face, and it's like that's a must win. Then at that point, if you want to make the tournament, and all they did was respond by 3 huge wins.
Big wins,
Big wins, looking good, playing tough, impressive. Everybody's getting healthy.
I feel like in the past,
yeah.
And now, we're going the other way. It's great.
Green arrow up.
Yeah, green arrow up.
Buckeye basketball full throttle.
It's good. It's nice to have something else to talk about because obviously spring football is going to be the primary conversation point around here. 51 new players, like it's we were talking in here last Thursday night.
I don't even know how.
This will be the first time. This will be the first time in my time covering the team where I actually have to look at the roster to know who the hell.
That's half the team.
Yeah,
brand new dudes.
Usually you know those dudes
right
from when they were younger.
Right, but not anymore. Like 51 new players is insane. I'm interested really to watch the new coaches, how they operate. Yeah. One of my favorite things is seeing like what new drills different coaches bring with them. We really enjoyed like watching the change from the running backs with Tony Alford and getting beat with baseball bats to what Carlos Loughlin does. I like seeing that. I loved the conversation with Arthur Smith in here last week. Like really, really smart. You can understand why he was the choice for Ryan Day. He's still trying to figure out what this is about too, because that was the first meeting with any of the media, and you just throw him into a room with 50 media members, and then they corner him.
50 hungry media members.
So that was a little
thirsty.
And
thirsty.
I think
I had a little thirst.
You figure out pretty quickly, like if somebody can handle this.
Yeah. He was an NFL head coach.
He's handled losing seasons in the NFL,
but
he's going to be all right.
But for the Falcons, no one cared. No one was covering.
Well, he did coach underneath Mike Vrabel, which that might be equivalent to 50 media members at times.
That's true. But there's also NFL head coaches like Bill Belichick in a social setting, and what Arthur Smith did on Thursday night in here, which again, it doesn't guarantee anything going into spring football, but what's the one thing, Birm, that Ryan Day talks about more than anything else, whether that's players or coaches? It's culture fit. And you can see how he fits in immediately.
Yeah. Culture club?
Maybe. Maybe a little culture club.
Culture club.
Lane Kiffin's culture club?
Well, Lane Kiffin, they said he's next up for the Ayatollah.
Interesting.
Moving on.
Is there like
better?
I saw a GIF, it was a meme or whatever. It was awesome. It had his face.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Soleimani, whoever the heck, whatever, one of the guys.
When you look at this offense, Bob, and all of it's not like the defense where you're replacing 8 starters, but there are some key new pieces that we haven't really been able to see at Ohio State. Kyle Parker, Devin McEwen. The Jacoby Jackson is
McEwen's the kid. Is he the kid from
UTSA?
Right? That's I like
got a
him.
little
speedster.
I like him.
How do which of those guys do you think is actually going to make the biggest impact? Because obviously we're projecting way ahead. Jacoby Jackson should be good to go for spring. But he's like in his 7th year. He doesn't need a lot of the reps that the younger guys do. So,
well, it doesn't need
the running back?
individual reps, but he does need probably like team and fit and like scheme reps to kind of get a feel for it. By the way, at running back, and I don't think Isaiah and Bo are going to be doing a whole lot. The shoulder squad over there, you got one good body between the two of them, torso. But
what is going on in that weight room for these shoulders? Because
I told them it's because they listen to Schlegs, more weight, more reps. I mean, it's the only way to do it. Stronger.
That's right.
So let's go.
Because there's also like Riley Pettijohn is out for the spring with the shoulder. Like there's a lot of other guys that
I think you look at those guys. Those guys are all young.
Yeah.
I think they get here. Sometimes you may have a little bit of a shoulder issue
that needs to be cleaned up and hasn't.
Yeah, and it's like defining.
Get them through the season, then clean it up afterwards.
One that is, of when would be a good time, and can you play through it? You get here, it's like, all right, well, if you shut it down now, it's okay. We're probably not going to be able to go through much, and so they got through that, and you kind of move forward.
I think there'll be people be worried about the Riley Pettijohn setback, given what Ohio State needs at linebacker. But we've been having this conversation for several weeks, Birm, about just the green arrow pointing up for TJ Alford. I think this was going to be a pivotal spring for him. Anyway, Bob, you know this. You can make up some of that time. Spring ball is not a be all end all, but
I missed half of spring.
Yeah, I was going to say you missed half. I mean, did you? What year was that? Going into your senior year?
No, it's going
into our sophomore or your sophomore year. Yeah.
First, yeah.
So I mean, you were still able to be on the field.
There's something going on though, and behind your smile here that suggests that you missed half of spring ball for
it wasn't maybe wasn't an on-field injury.
One of my wife's, one of our family friends, they had a son that suffered an orbital socket fracture, akin to mine. Different circumstances.
I hope so.
This was more of a scooter situation.
Okay, yeah.
And someone was like, was that during practice then? I'm like, we're a face mask.
We're practicing something.
I see a lot of guys getting punched in the eye in the face during practice. I guess if I was foolish enough to take my helmet off, but I missed that. Gosh, we knew what I was talking about. We were reliving the Schlegel experience of when he got here.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, just how that worked. What transfers used to look like versus when they transferred in now.
Well, his first night on campus was a rough one.
Well, and this was the subsequent week to that. And then obviously I missed that time. And so, yes, it would have been advantageous to be playing then. And I wish I would have had those last couple of weeks. I think it would have helped me get set up and maybe played a little bit quicker. But, I mean, I was probably playing 20, 30 reps.
Yeah. Before then,
the first week of the season anyway. And end up starting, kind of midway through the year due to like injuries and things, getting shifted around a little bit.
The challenge is obviously that we're talking about Isaiah West, you're talking about Bo Jackson, you're talking about Riley Pettijohn. These are all guys heading into year 2, pivotal years where they're all being counted on to kind of step up and be leaders, and then they're not there. So how does a young guy who hasn't been tasked with being a vocal leader take this time and actually benefit from it?
Well, I think number one, you need to make sure that you have a firm understanding of what's going on. And so those guys, their first year, you're drinking from a fire hose a little bit, and you may understand what you're doing, but not understand why you're doing it or the whole complexity of the scheme. That's Matt Patricia's thing. Like, we're teaching football. Like, I'm just going to teach you, like, hey, you go from point A to point B on this. When we say this word, it's you're doing this, and this is how everything fits together, and this is why you need to do this. So in case something isn't exactly perfect, if you know the why, you can, this is what we're still trying to get accomplished. So you can kind of figure it out and solve the problem a little bit yourself on the field. So for Riley, Matt's defense is pretty complicated, and you're like drinking through a fire hose. And I know as the season went on, you can just slowly they're still putting more in. We're still putting more in. We're still my brain cup was full like 3 weeks ago. Now some's going in, some's coming out. Other things are just skimming the top and sliding over. And so it can kind of slow you down. And it was impressive. Like TJ maybe didn't start quite as fast, finished the season, I thought, really well. And so for Riley, TJ's going to be able to play. Riley, maybe not getting as much of the physical team stuff. Dude, you got to learn it all. You got to know it all. You got to be able to teach young guys. Like, that's when you know it, you can teach it.
Yep. You got to be standing in the back saying, all right, this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. And
so that's for, Bo, on the offensive side. Okay, like, we can't work on blitz pickup here, but, like, let's try to figure out when they're doing this. This is our stuff. Like, identify, understanding, so you're anticipating things better instead of like, like trying to figure it out. And like I think that's for those young guys going into year 2, guys who should be playing a lot. Isaiah, Bo, Riley, can you have get your PhD level, grad school level training right now, even if you're not getting those physical reps?
How much is it going to hurt the defense not having Caleb Downs back there? You hear Matt talk about him, how he's a coach on the field. I mean, maybe he was somebody who was able to get everybody kind of on the right page, and with all these young guys, is that somebody Matt's looking
losing
at?
Sonny as well. I mean,
you're losing everybody, but I mean,
you had it at both levels there with Sonny and Caleb.
Yeah, but
I think Jalen McClain, that's some of that will be on him. He's a smart guy, not maybe the most vocal guy. I don't know if he's ever been up for interviews.
He doesn't seek them out.
Yes, he's just not the guy. I'm like, hey, time to talk. I tell him every time to talk, buddy. Like, you may not like it and feel comfortable doing it, but we've got to get better at it. And you just has to. It may never be all that natural for you, but you've got to get better.
Your team needs you to do this.
Your team needs you. And then what's his name? Who's from Florida State?
Earl Little.
Earl Little. They're going to probably put a lot on him. I'm guessing, like to be able to continue to develop and open that up. And
I'm excited to hear from him. He represented Florida State at Media Days. So he's been up in front of the microphone. He's done a lot of that before, and some of the feedback for him has been over the top for the last couple of months, Bob. I don't know what it looks like on the field. In fact, I have learned by now not to predict what safety he's going to play in what role because I'm always wrong. But it doesn't sound like he's just going to be in the nickel or a little.
No, I think they're going to move him around. It's what you can do. Like if you've got some versatility, we'll move you around. That's the thing with Matt. Like if you can do something really well that other people can't, we're going to find a way to use that and make it hard on offenses to like you start looking, it's the Spider-Man. Like you started looking around. Like, I know he's not. He should be there. He's over here. Why?
All the stuff he was able to do with Caleb and everything last year, because Caleb would always be in the right spot.
Why is he there? And then Royer, I like him a lot. Is that not Royer? Who's the safety who played?
Terry Moore.
Terry Moore, not Royer. Terry Moore. Who played a lot at the end of in the game against Miami?
Leroy Roker.
Roker. Gosh.
Leroy.
Terry Moore.
So they have 4 or 5 options.
The fact that Roker, he looked good and did some really good things, and he's a big physical body. And I think they're this is a competition, man.
Leroy, when Leroy was being recruited, and we talked about this on the episode of The Beat last week, but he had 3 offers out of high school, and it was Ohio State, Iowa, and Miami. So those are 3 schools that have a pretty good sense of what it takes.
Yeah.
And it took him a little bit of time. He's heading into year 3, but he was more of a basketball player in high school. He's the comparison was it's Malik Hooker, light.
He made one play. So I went back and watched the whole Miami game. The coaches, he made one play, and there was that's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. It was something that saved a potential huge play, and I can't remember exactly what it was. I remember looking because 28.
28 last year.
Did he change numbers?
Probably.
Oh boy.
I will find out tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna get it.
Come on,
come on.
I was happy I was at 28.
Yes, you're on the nose.
You think he chose 28 on purpose?
Yeah. No, he'll be single digits.
He's a big Jonathan Wells fan, I heard.
I got a feeling he'll be in a different jersey than 28. But I think because a lot of the January chaos was you're losing Fahim Delane. Well, Fahim Delane was not on the field against Miami.
Who did they put?
Roker was.
And so that was the point. Who went in at that point in time? And so that's at least who was more ready there. And Roker, it's hey, you were out there, critical mission. Now you've got to be out there, expand that role a little bit, start to learn a little more. What else can we ask you to do? Because if you can have those 3 interior guys that are a little bit at position agnostic, the way you can move them and what you can do, and certain guys, you got better strength. Maybe he's better, being this underneath coverage, and this guy may be better deep. He might be a little better man. But if you can have them all where they're pretty close together, you can do a lot of stuff where it's when they're there, I know that they're doing this. And when he's there, I know that they're doing this. And it makes it as a quarterback, it's a much more – because
you're watching watching people throughout the week saying, all right, we want to attack this, and then all of a sudden somebody new is there.
When he's over here, I know they always run zone. But the first rep we got in the game was man. Yeah. So now all of a sudden, I've got to recalibrate everything that I can do. And maybe you don't make a living doing that, but you do it enough where
just throws the other team off a little bit. The quarterback's not sure what he's looking at.
When even the offensive lineman, because that nickel gets counted in the blitz pickup and everything else, well, wait a second, he's over here now. So do we re-ID it and send him over here? And if this guy comes, then we don't have anyone for him.
Yeah.
But he's not really the blitzing guy. Like, and so the more you can do with that, the better it ultimately is.
Well, that's why Jalen is so important at
Yes.
safety, because Jalen has already played multiple spots over the last couple of years, and Terry Moore coming off of the injury at Duke, and Earl Little, who's played all the different spots. Like, you've got 3 guys there, and then if you can get Leroy to be really pushing into that competition, then all of a sudden you have 4 guys that are probably
like salt and pepper.
Probably
push it.
They're a little
Real
bit
good.
more natural in coverage than
Yeah.
like Lorenzo Styles, for example, who is obviously a very good athlete, but not really someone that you could plug and play in other spots, because if it was man's situation,
And he was 228 pounds trying to play nickel.
right. Well,
Yeah.
that too. So, like, I think you actually get a little bit more versatility out of this
Yeah.
defense. Now, obviously, you lose Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles, so you lose a lot of the football IQ and you lose a lot of the coach on the field stuff. But, that's where we go back to this offseason kind of sinks that Riley can't go this spring, or, what do you get out of Christian Allegro? Where is he fit? How do these new pieces get fit while you're still having young guys like Riley or Bo or Isaiah on offense who are like, well, now we've got Jacoby, we've got Legend, we've got Turbo Rogers, who no one's talking about and
No.
probably should be. So, like, there's a lot of moving parts, and that's what I think this spring is. Again, we've covered this team now for 15 years. Like, is this the most?
Wait, has it been that long?
Yeah.
You guys are old.
That's terrible.
Is this the weirdest?
How have I survived?
Is this the weirdest spring we've had? Like the most?
No, it's like, I'm the
not
most
weird
excited
from a
for
not
it.
weird from a
Just
negative
unique,
standpoint.
just most
Yeah.
unique. Like, I think it is because Ohio State, even under the old portal system, I mean, they were bringing in
Select.
7 on the high end, 7, 8 guys.
This is
3 or 4 guys.
23 transfers.
Plus a huge recruiting class. A lot of guys leaving. Like you said, trying to figure out whose names or what numbers.
Half your team is walking onto the football field for the first time at Ohio State.
So trying
tomorrow
to mesh that all together is going to be something that's going to be a challenge. Like you said, there are pieces there that fit to make you whole. I know where they go.
Yeah.
Do you think Peyton is a day
So,
one?
Peyton
yes.
Pierce
Yeah,
is
so
a
he's-
starter for sure.
What was it? Was it Arvell or Sonny that said, who's the
Yeah, I
next?
remember someone
He's
said
the
something
next
about him, right?
dog.
He's a dog.
He's the next
Yeah.
dog. And listen, and
He's
so
gonna
Peyton,
get that green dot
it will
as well.
be big for Peyton to be the vocal guy
Yeah.
day one, and a lot's going to go on obviously Jalen, but Peyton and Jalen have to kind of replace a lot
And
of
maybe
what
tag
you
team
saw.
that, yeah.
Yeah, with what you saw with Sonny and Caleb,
Mhm.
and Peyton I think is prepared to do it. I mean, he's out there punching the ball. I mean, he played a lot,
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
why I think getting those rotations is key, because then everybody looks like, all right, this guy was out there in critical times. He made plays.
He did.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see how all those guys develop over these 15 practices. The first one is tomorrow morning in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. So excited to break down these first 2 acclimation practices back on the live show.
Are you guys watching those?
We'll be in there for an hour on both
Ooh,
days.
we're getting an hour.
What is
huh?
you guys know the full?
It's a long warm up.
We have just this week,
Oh, really?
and then because as Will Pantages said last week, he had just got here on Wednesday. It's like talking about a fire hose.
I think he's going to have an office in the Woody.
He is going to be operating
Yeah.
out of there. That'll be different than the way Ohio State is structured.
So they're doing all
before.
this renovation. Like, what's that? Like, that's
the
Will's office.
That's the Pantages zone.
Pantages
So
zone.
he's hitting the ground running. We know what we're getting tomorrow. We're going to talk to Julian Sayin and Kenyatta Jackson after practice on Thursday. That's a little bit different. Ohio State's done position by position throughout camp in the
Ooh,
past. but
changing up.
changing it up. So we're going to figure it out as we go. Don't know what it'll look like after spring break, but we'll get to that.
We know
when
next
get
week
to
there
that.
will be nothing.
There's nothing next week. Everyone's
Spring
gone.
break.
Scattering across the country.
The globe these days.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
These boys don't.
Be
These
down in
boys
Cabo.
don't go down
Yeah.
to Daytona
They're
Beach
not,
anymore.
They're not driving down to Daytona.
Those no international bounds. Buckeye football.
But we will
I
break.
think it might be going back to St. Bart's. Those guys like that
Yeah,
so
they
much.
did,
It's
yeah.
It's got a
chartered Bezos' yacht. Take them down there.
It's got a great
It's gonna be
recommendation.
it's gonna be right out there at the Olentangy picking them up.
Yeah. Well, just don't get stuck out there and stranded and then rely on FedEx to come save you later on. Thank you to Nicole Cox and Roosters. Thank you to Tansky Power Sports, Justin Zwick, Bobby Carpenter, and Jeremy Birmingham. Gonna be an awesome show next week to talk about these first 2 practices, and don't miss these. Bob's already eyeing them up. Fried pickles, appetizer
$3.
Tuesday. Tomorrow, it's also the start of camp tomorrow. We'll have full coverage on the Austin and Birm Show all week. This has been the live show at Roosters, a fun, casual joint. We'll see you next time.